This is a blueberry. There are some flowers even here. They've been inside for maybe 2 weeks here. It's spring. It has been raining last night and this morning, and the roads are just shit. Absolute shit. But that was not my meaning. There are pictures and pictures. Pictures and pictures, yes. A lot of pictures. The cave paintings of Lascaux and other ancient caves up to 30,000 years. Made up to 30,000 years ago. Lascaux is, I seem to remember, some 17,000 years old. The cave paintings are the first pictures, and they're made of animals. Animals by hunters. The animals are in these paintings that the painter has known his model. The animals are very real. They are furry. You can almost smell them. And their hair and their dung and in these paintings they are running and they are moving and they are charging or they are dying, or they're very alive, dynamic. When the ancient painters have done these pictures, they've used stone, the forms of stone, as part of their paintings. And it's all done in dark. How the hell has it been possible? I just can't imagine it. They must have loved their work. Real meaning. They're still present today. The fear and everything that charging animal has, aggression of the charging animals and the fear of the running animals, and you can almost feel their breath. They're so alive. It's magnificent. It's the one great thing in this world. Yes. And there are some others. For example, the cathedrals that built in early Middle Ages, 1200 and 1300. The cathedrals were before the house had walls, and the walls kept the roof on its place, and the cathedrals, they have these I don't know what they are called actually. They're kind of bones that hold it up, and they are thin, and they have in between them they have a lot of windows, and you can build the cathedral high. The houses where the walls held the weight of the roof were low, and they had thick walls and not windows, not at least much. But the cathedrals, they had these walls and these windows with glass paintings, and that's one one hell of an achievement of a religion. When you think that the religion has on the top the God, and the heaven, and the very wonderful paradise, and the church was the in glory of God, built in glory of God, and then you have these people, ordinary people who live in these low dungeons of houses, and they come to the cathedral. They step inside. There's a choir practicing singing, the voices echo, and the light streams from the windows, colorful, and it's high and full of light and beauty. It must have been an unbelievable experience for those people, like stepping to heaven. Yes. And it's a good thing in a way, from this perspective, that the church cathedrals were built. They were costly, not only economically but in human life. The materials were often poisonous, like lead and some colors for the windows and such. But still today, how it feels to step inside a Gothic cathedral, and it's quite unique experience. And that's the kind of experience I want to give the audience watching my cinema. The experience of unbelievable, playful light and colors and yes, it is possible. I believe it's possible, and because I have seen it. Some days ago, I did watch the Death in Venice, for example. It has a very beautiful cinematography, and it's not the only one. There are others. Well, why don't you just go? Poof. And please and for example, the Paavo and the campus park and the old university buildings of red bricks and red and white bricks, the ornaments and the old big trees, and it's a kind of his mental landscape, and I want it to be. Kuuluta, kun minä en jaksais mitenkään pitää sinun, kun jalatkin menee pitkin. Mene nyt siitä ihan oikeesti. Hus. And I can, in my head I can see Paavo walking there under those big trees between the buildings, and it's like a organic part of the environment there. His world, his university, his life, his there's a then there are the new buildings with red bricks. The old buildings have a different colored bricks. They are very lively. The new buildings are solid color, and instead of white there's the dark blue, and it's not the ultramarine, it's a kind of Prussian cyan blue. And that's the new world that he doesn't want to. He loves the old beauty, not this new, not so much in harmony with itself, like the old houses, old beauty. It's kind of important that the characters are in the right surroundings, that it kind of echoes their personalities, and if you are whole, and that gives you more strength, but if you are broken, the surroundings can kind of fall apart and strengthen the feeling of brokenness. Even in minor things, it's Oona's work desk, and then again Marcus' apartment, and Marcus has his bed and his desk, and he has a table and a little kitchen, and the essential, but it's not. It's somehow shady. There's nothing that would. There's nothing very personal. It's just the space where he lives. Like the little lodgings where Jussi lives before she moves on to Emma's flat, and they kind of together build a different kind of atmosphere. Oona's home is also her workplace, and that of course is makes it a bit different from an ordinary home. It's not only a home, it's also her atelier. Are you eating my blueberries, hey? You might quite well do it. Oh my little caddy. Voi pieni. Tekis mieli heittää sut hemmettiin siitä. I wanna kick you off. No. The same goes with the colors and things. Lintu. Lintu meni sinne jo. Colors and things in each skin. Yeah. For example, the one I have drawn the pictures. The one when Paavo and Oona meet for the first time in the bus in the thunderstorm, with the thunderstorm outside, and Oona is wearing the burnt orange dress. She's like a flame in his withered life, and it has to be, it has to happen, it has to come from that one, those seconds when he sees her, when she comes towards him. It has to be clear to the audience that this is the moment he hits him like that. She's coming from the rain with that burnt orange cloth on her. Her hair is damp and her face is wet and it's glowing, and she's laughing with her son and she's full of life, and when he sees her he's quite sold. And then when they meet the next time in the university campus park, and she's picking up the rainworms with you know the ordinary worms come when it's raining. They come out of the soil, and then they don't find their way back, and they die if somebody's not picking them from the asphalt or the sand and put them to the grass where they can go to the ground again. And that's what they are doing. And it's not for him, for Paavo, it's not it's nothing strange. It's not anyhow odd, as somebody might think. Marcus might think it's odd and weird and mene sitä. But to Paavo, it's just something that might be expected from a woman like Oona, to pick up worms. And later on, when they get to know better his trust and the kind of it's hard to say why he finds Oona very much of a consolation in his life. Oona is kind of a Madonna to him, and he finds peace in her presence. She kind of gives him, when there's this skin when Oona comes with him to his apartment and they have a glass of wine or something, and then he wants to fall asleep on her breasts, and she's kind of an eternal mother to him. something very deeply symbolic and kind of religious. Paavo is not a religious man, but the experience is kind of religious. Kind of and so he's a bit afraid that he will hurt Oona when he kills himself, but because it's inevitable that he does that. He tries to make it very smooth. He leaves the key as a mark, and he knows that she will understand it sooner or later, and takes care that not too soon anyway. He's given up everything. Little by little, by the years, he's given up everything, and there are not many people in his funeral, and nobody except Oona is really grieving after him. It's sad, but it's very usual to this time, to the way people live in nowadays.